It's time to ask for a raise at work. I'm Ashley. I'm the lead mentor with Mentor Me, and today I'm going to talk about why, when, how, and how much of how to focus on asking for a raise at work. With the rising cost of inflation, with the fact that tax season is upon us, and maybe you're looking at your finances a little differently. Maybe you've grown your family over the last year. Maybe you're driving and commuting further into work. Maybe you're planning to buy a house or want to increase your savings for a lot of reasons. Many of you may be interested in earning more money this year. And, I have a deep and personal relationship with personal finance. It's well documented on the internet because on my podcast, School and Life, I went through a year-long, very public journey around public finance, learning what public finance was, understanding my credit card debt. Over the course of about 18 months, I worked myself out of about $16,000 in credit card debt. And part of my ability to do that was because I secured a raise. And I know that when it comes to personal finance, a lot of the experts will tell you, just cut your spending, just eat out less and, whatever. But one of the fastest ways to financial freedom is to earn more money. So you have more money for investment. So you have more money for savings. So you have more money to spend in ways that really matter to you. And so as a career coach, one of my grounded philosophies is to help women make more money and have more impact. And a big part of earning more money is either finding a new job where you can earn a higher salary or asking for a raise in your current organization. And it's valuable. It is super valuable to ask for a raise because they might say yes, right? They may say yes. And in the off chance that they say no, it gives you the information you need to decide if it's time for you to job search and find a role that's going to pay you more money in ways that you desire. So I'm going to talk about the why, the when, the how, and the how much related to asking for a raise. If you know that you, are like, Ashley, I hate my current job. There's no way I want to ask for a raise. I'm really focused on finding and securing a new job. Then I invite you to schedule a call with me. I'm accepting new mentees right now. And if you're a professional woman who works in corporate, nonprofit, or educational leadership, and you're looking to secure a minimum of a $30,000 salary increase over the next 12 weeks, so over the next 3 months, then I invite you into mentorship. So if you're looking to find and secure a new job, you can go right to my website at mentor-me.org. That's mentor-me.org. If that sounds like you, then I'm excited to work with you. However, if you are looking to stay in your current organization, but you want to secure a raise, then this is for you. So stay tuned. So the first question you might be asking is, why should I ask for a raise, right? Maybe you're like, my company said that, revenue is down and, I've been in this job for, 3, 5, 7 years. I'm getting my annual 2 to 3% increase. Like, why should I ask for a raise? And the truth is that you should ask for a raise. And let me be clear here. Always because of your level of work and how the work that you're doing, the impact of your work is driving outcomes for the organization. While there may be personal reasons why you desire to earn more, maybe you're growing your family, maybe you're saving for a down payment on a house, maybe the cost of gas and the cost of food and the cost of everything is going up, and that is a rationale for why you need to earn more money. Those rationales do not largely matter to your employer. So when you're communicating your why for asking for a raise, it needs to be tied to the exceptional work you're doing and how that exceptional work is moving the needle within your organization, right? So again, when it comes to asking for a raise, your why, your rationale needs to be tied to, I am doing exceptional work here, which is demonstrated by A, B, C, and D. That is moving the needle on organizational goals A, B, C, and D, and thus I am requesting a salary increase, right? So, your why for asking for a raise is critical. I think sometimes when people ask for a raise, they do come to their employer with, oh, the cost of gas is going up, or oh, we just had another kid and so I need to earn more money, or oh, I just feel like I should be earning more money, or I see other people earning more money, so thus I should be earning more money. Then I really want to give you a rationale that's going to move the needle for your employer, and that is that your work is exceptional. So, and this is true for so many of you, right? Like so many of you are doing good, meaningful, impactful work, right? You've been working there. Your annual reviews are stellar. Your colleagues rely on you. Your boss celebrates you. Your clients or students or customers or key stakeholders love you. And you're still making the same amount you made 7 years ago, right? With maybe modest 2 to 3% increases, which is not keeping up with inflation. Right? So one of your rationales for asking for a raise is because these people love you, because your customers, your clients, your students love you, because your coworkers rely on you, because your boss, appreciates the work that you do, right? It's time to ask for a raise at work, and your rationale needs to be grounded in the great work that you're doing, right? And the why also is because you don't want to leave money on the table. There are tens of thousands of dollars that you're leaving on the table every single month that goes by that you don't ask for a raise. $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 you could be earning additionally every year, but you won't earn that money because it requires you to make the ask. And let me be clear, I understand that asking for a raise can be scary. I understand that, particularly culturally for, some folks, the idea that they would, haggle about money or ask about money feels really uncomfortable. Like, I honor that. I understand that. And at the same time, it is really important that you don't let your background or your cultural upbringing keep you in a box that's going to keep you poor. Right? If it's a priority for you to be financially free, to have financial flexibility, then it needs to be a priority for you to ask for what you've earned, right? Not ask for what you're worth, because your worthiness is not tied to the work that you do. Let me say that again. Your worthiness in the world is not tied to the outcomes that you drive for your employer. Your worthiness is innate. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, so that means that I believe that your worthiness is innate. It's infinite. Right? Your worthiness does not go up or down. You are worthy. You are honorable, right? You deserve, but you have earned a higher level salary. Given the caliber of work you put out, given the work that you do, you've earned that. And so it's okay for you to ask for what you've earned, right? So that's the why. Point number one is that you want to go in with a rationale that's really tied to your work, right? Number two, people will often ask me, Ashley, when should I ask for a raise? Should I ask for it now? Should I wait till the end of the year? Should I wait till the end of the quarter? When should I ask? So I will say that ideally you want to ask for a raise, either at your annual review or at a mid-year review, right? So ideally you want the time in which your performance is being evaluated, right? So the time in which, the work that you're doing is being evaluated with your peers. They're going over, what you said you were going to do annually, and they're praising you for your work, and they're saying you're doing a good job, and they're saying you're knocking it out of the park. That's the same time that you should say, and because of that and how the metrics that I'm hitting are aligned with the organizational goals, a salary of blank would be more aligned with my expertise. That is ideal, right? However, it's never a bad time to ask for a raise, right? So let's say your annual reviews happen in July. You for sure can ask for that raise in April, right? Let's say your annual reviews typically happen in January. Go ahead and ask for that raise in August, right? Like, ideally, you want to align the time that you're asking for more money, align with the time that your performance is being evaluated, because there's that alignment there that you're already doing good work, your work is being praised, and you can ask for, an increase at that same time. However, I don't want you waiting 6 months for a raise that you can get today, right? So don't let that hinder you make the ask. One thing that I'll say about the win is that you do want to do this in a one-on-one with your supervisor, right? You should not be asking for a raise passing by your supervisor in the hallway. You should not be asking for a raise in your performance improvement plan meeting. If you're not performing well at work, if there's concerns about you doing good work, if there's been questions about the value of your expertise at work, that's not a time to ask for a raise. It's not a time to ask for a raise, when you just messed something up at work, you just had a big mistake, you just had a big snafu. That's not the right time, right? Because we want to be strategic that we're asking for a raise at the same time that we're being praised for our good work, because that is grounded in our rationale, right? So in that, you want to ask for that raise in a one-on-one with your supervisor. I always think it's good form to send your supervisor an email and let them know that a compensation conversation is ahead, right? You never want your supervisor to be caught off guard. You never want them to be blindsided. So you can simply send an email that sounds something like this. Hi, Kanisha. I'm looking forward to our one-on-one next week. I'm excited about how my work has been outperforming organizational expectations and my own goals that I set for myself. I really appreciate the positive feedback that you've given me about the work that I've done related to A, B, and C. And given that, I'm looking forward to introducing a compensation conversation in our upcoming meeting to talk about opportunities to increase my compensation so that it's aligned with my expertise, right? That's the conversation, right? Or that's not the conversation, actually. That's like the email you send ahead of the conversation. So I always invite you to send that email ahead of having a compensation conversation. You want to just let your supervisor know that, hey, girly, in our meeting next week, in our meeting later this week, I'm planning to bring up a conversation about compensation. Sometimes I think that we feel like, I need to catch them off guard. I need to, trick them, right? And it's like, no, we don't want anyone to be surprised with money. Like, we want to clearly, confidently, and concisely articulate what our needs are. And so do that intentionally, right? Like don't make it a surprise to your supervisor. So today we're talking about asking for a raise at work. 4 key strategies here. So number 1, you need to know your why, you need to know when, you need to know how, and you need to know how much. So we've talked about why. You want to ask for a raise because your expertise is valuable and your expertise is driving major outcomes within the organization, and that should command a higher level salary, right? That's the why. We want to avoid whys that are about external factors. You want your why to be grounded in you and the work that you do. When should you ask for a raise? Generally, you want your ask to be aligned with performance evaluation timeline. So you want to make the ask at the same time as like a mid-year annual review. That's ideal. However, I do not want you waiting 6 months to make an ask that will take you 20 minutes. So if it's aligned with that timeline, if it's like a month out, go ahead and just wait till, your annual review. If it's not aligned, don't hesitate to go ahead and have that conversation in your next one-on-one. All right. So we talked about the why, we talked about the when. Let's talk about the how, right? So if you DM me, right? So if you send me a DM, if you DM script, the word script, SCRIPT, I think that's how you spell the word script. If you DM me the word script, I will send you a script with a how to ask specifically for the salary. I'm going to review that script here, but if you want it written down, if you're like, okay, Ashley, I'm driving, I can't write down everything you're saying, DM me the word script. You can DM me or send me a message on Instagram, and I will DM you a script asking for a raise. So this is the how, right? So again, you want to have this conversation aligned with your annual review, if at all possible. You want to have this in a conversation with your supervisor in a one-on-one. You want to sit down and you want to say the following. So Marshawn, thank you so much for your support of the work that I've been doing over the last year. I'm really proud of the outcomes we've driven with project number 1, project number 2, and project number 3. You know, seeing 87% increase in our client base, seeing that we saved more than $300,000 in this project, seeing that we developed and streamlined an entire new process for, you know, bringing in new customers. I'm so proud that we've seen those outcomes, which has resulted in cost savings for the organization, better operational processes, and better team camaraderie and communication across the organization, which are directly aligned with the larger organizational goals as outlined in our annual plan. Because of the exceptional work that I've been doing this year, I'm requesting a salary review, an increase in my compensation of 12%, to bring my salary aligned with the expertise and value that I'm bringing to the organization. Period. Stop talking. That's the script. That is how you ask for a raise. Let me share some pitfalls. Number 1, oftentimes, you know, you have the script, you listen to this, you're like, great, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do what Ashley told me to do. Then you get in there and you start crying. And it's like, girl, we practice this, right? So let me be clear. I'm just being a little facetious. I get it. Money conversations can be emotional. It can be awkward to talk about yourself and talk about how good you're doing and that kind of thing. It can be a little awkward. I want you to practice. You can even record yourself saying the video and DM it to me, girl. I'd be happy to review it. But we want to practice, and we want to honor our emotions, right? It's okay to be emotional about asking for a raise. It's okay to be nervous about that, but we don't want to make our emotions bigger in the conversation than the ask, right? So when we are asking for a raise, it should not be an emotion-based decision, right? It should be a practical and logical ask. It doesn't mean that some of your why for asking is emotional. Like, yeah, I had another kid. Yeah, I lost my husband. Yeah, my mama moved in with us and now I'm taking care of her. Like, it's okay that you might have a personal or emotional reason for why you're asking. But number 1, that don't have nothing to do with your employer, right? Even if they love you, even if your boss is your best friend and your mama, they don't got nothing to do with why you asking for a raise. You're asking for a raise because your expertise is adding value and you should be compensated for that value. So please don't get in there and cry. Cry before, cry after, but when you get in there, let's pack up the tears, sis. And again, let me be clear. Emotions are available to you. I'm not saying girls don't cry. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when we go into that room, I really want you, it's okay to be vulnerable and honest about how good you are at your job and why you should be paid more. But I want to avoid a complete sort of breakdown, and so then our emotions take over the conversation and it doesn't allow for our value to shine. Okay. Number 2, another pitfall is that people just go on and on and on and on, and they don't know when to stop talking. When you are asking for something, you need to know when to stop talking. Clear, concise, confident. The 3 C's for asking for a raise at work. Clear, concise, confident. Right? Was my ask clear, concise, and confident? Let me know. If it wasn't, I want that feedback. But the Mentor Me strategy is clear, concise, and confident. And that concise part is like, sometimes we'll be like, yeah, and that's why, and what do you think? And let me know what you can do. And I'm just trying to see. No, make the ask and then be quiet. Stop talking. Do not talk anymore. Do not talk anymore. No more talking. Stop talking. Make the ask and stop talking. Don't let it trail on. That's going to help you. That's going to help you appear more confident. You ever talk to somebody and they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And you like, they don't appear confident at all, do they? Because it's like, well, if you had something to say and you was really standing on 10, you would say it and be done with it. But when you keep going on and on and on and on and on, girl, I don't even believe you. I don't even believe you. And an employer won't either, right? Say what you got to say and stop talking. Don't run out the room. Don't be like, yeah, like just say, and I'm wanting a salary review and a compensation that's aligned with with my expertise and the value I'm adding to the organization. And then let them talk. Let them talk. Let them say what they're going to say, right? All right. So we talked about the why. We know our why. We're going to clearly articulate our why. We talked about our win. We talked about the fact that ideally, right? Ideally, our ask is aligned with annual review time, mid-year annual review. That's ideal, right? If you're a month out from one of those things, let's just, do it then. If you 6 months out from your next review, I don't want you waiting 6 months. Make the ask in the next month, okay? We talked about the how. I gave you a very specific and targeted script. I said it out loud, right? If you want it written down, if you didn't catch it all, if you DM me the word script, I will send you a script for it too. So we went through the why, we went through the when, we went through the how. Now here's the big one, right? Here's the big one. A lot of people ask, Ashley, how much should I ask for? Like, how much should I ask for? How do I know how much to ask for? I've been making $47,000. I've been making $58,000. I've been making $83,000. I've been making $120,000 all year for the last 3 years, for the last 5 years. My salary only going up 2%, maybe 3% in a good year. How do I know how much to ask, right? And let me know if you've ever asked yourself that question. Like, well, I don't ask because I don't even know how much, right? Maybe you feel like you're in that spot. Let me know. So a couple strategies to know how much. So number one, a lot of you are being severely underpaid. A lot of you, right? And how do I know that? Because I talk to tens of women every single month and they share with me how much they're being paid. And I'm just like mind blown. I'm like, sis, like, how did we get here? Right? I'm talking to women. I talked to a woman earlier this week who has 10 years of experience and is making $27,000, right? A lot of you are being severely underpaid. So assume you're being severely underpaid at the jump. Assume that, right? So you're being severely underpaid. One place to verify that is a website called Glassdoor, Glassdoor. It's one of my favorite websites. It's a great place to look for, it's a great place to compare salaries and to look for salaries that are commensurate with your expertise across your state, across, your sector, across your kind of path particularly in the United States. So check out Glassdoor. It's a great income comparison to look at, how much you may be being underpaid and what the other salaries are in your field, right? So that's a great resource. Another sort of good way to think about it is, even though we talked about your why to the organization can't be like, oh, I should make this much because gas is high and, money is tight and blah, blah, blah. You can look at your personal budget and be like, if I got a 6% salary increase, that would mean this much money more annually for my family. And that would allow us to be in the black and maybe save and invest and this and that. So I'm going to do X, right? So you definitely can kind of look at your own personal budget and think about, like, how much more do I need to earn, and make your projection based off that in part, right? If you're currently earning $40,000 less than you should be, your employer likely isn't going to turn around and then give you a $40,000 raise. That's likely not going to happen. That's a shift where you need to find and secure a new job, right? And if that's the kind of support you need, I'm accepting new mentees right now. You can go to my website at mentor-me.org, or DM me new job. You can just put new job in the comments and I'll follow up with you so that I can help you secure a new job. So if you're looking for a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 salary increase, if like that's the most important thing, put new job in the comments. Comment new job on YouTube and we can talk about that. But if you are looking for somewhere between, $10,000, $20,000, $25,000 salary increase annually, then asking for a raise at work is the best path for that. And so that's a good way to think about it. And then generally, one way that I advise my mentees is where most mentees see an easy yes, where most women see an easy yes when they ask for a raise, it's somewhere between 8 and 15% of their current salary. And so that's a baseline 8% raise that would take you from 50,000 to 54,000, right? For a lot of you, that won't really move the needle, right? That's not big enough, right? So then maybe you ask for a 10% raise, right? And that is a little bit more. Maybe you ask for a 15% raise, right? This is where most of my mentees see the easy yeses, right? When you're asking for more than 15% on your base salary, it's not that none of my mentees see a yes. I've seen mentees see a yes at 18%, 22%, but the yeses get smaller, right? So if you want an easy yes, if you're just like, I need more money immediately, I need a cash infusion, ask for a 15% raise, 40% of the time you'll get it easily, yes. There's another 30% where they might say, I can't do that, but I can do 10%. I can't do that, but I can do 8%, right? So definitely make the ask. And I typically, like I said, typically recommend asking somewhere between 8 and 15%. If you do the math and you recognize that, listen, 15% ain't gonna cut it, then that's a sign that you need to find and secure a new job so you can see a massive salary increase, right? And then finally, what happens if they say no? This is the most common question when I talk about how to ask for a raise at work, why to ask for a raise, when to ask for a raise, how much you should be asking for. It's like, I can't even get through the lesson. People are like, well, what if they say no? What if they say no? So no is available to you. No is available. They might say no because no is available to them too. I invite you to focus less on if they say no and focus more on, am I doing everything I can do to increase my income, to align my income with my values, to pay down debt, to increase my savings, to increase my investments, to build financial freedom for myself and my family, right? Like, that's what you need to be worried about. Whether they're going to say yes or no is indiscriminate. They can't say yes or no if you don't make the ask. So you might as well just make the ask, right? Why, when, how much, clear, confident, concise. Those are the strategies I taught. As a reminder, if you want the script for how to ask for a raise, you can DM me the word script and I will send it over to you. If you are like, I'm not content with asking for a raise, actually, I need a whole new job, baby, then DM me the word new job and we'll talk about getting you into my mentorship program so that we can help you find and secure a new job. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if it served you well. Let me know if it really helped you drive impact. I'm excited to serve you. I'm excited to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.